Hey, so we've got Nintendo Direct news to cover today, and we actually
Yeah.
have a top few picks of our own to talk about today.
hmm
Uh, but first things first, how's it going, Tim? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Yeah, doing well. Saw the direct yesterday. Um, it was
What you
okay,
think?
to be
It
honest.
was okay.
I thought it was just okay, except for two announcements in particular.
Mm.
But really quick, the games we're going to talk about are, of course, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, not Breath of the Wild
T
2,
no,
Tears of
it's
the Kingdom.
T. It's going to be TOTK now. TOTK. That's going
Well,
to be the
no,
thing.
that's yeah. I don't think
It,
that really matters.
it doesn't matter.
Fire Emblem Engage. That's your game. For food. Octopath
Yeah.
Traveler 2. That's also your game. I thought of you instantly when I saw that.
This is actually my main game, but we will
Yeah,
talk about that. Yeah.
and GoldenEye 007.
Out of
Nintendo
nowhere.
Online game. Yeah, on the Switch. So yeah, let's get into it. The highlight of the show. This one, our podcast, and the direct. Legend of Zelda.
So first of all, they revealed the name, and I feel like they held back, and they specifically said last time about the name that they didn't want to give it away because it might reveal the story. But Tears of the Kingdom feels like a good name. I don't know about you. Like it's a nice name. It has some gives you some idea that the kingdom is ruined or something. Like they're going through a
Yeah,
struggle. Like you can infer a few things from just that name
true,
alone.
true, but I don't know. I don't know the lore of like the world of the Legend of Zelda or anything of that sort. So I don't know how much one can infer from just the name alone. So I don't know what stopped them from revealing the name a while back.
Before,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I would understand if they don't want to reveal the name, if they didn't have any footage to show, and they did have footage to show now or like yesterday in the direct, but it was a short teaser. But let me go through just my thoughts on what was shown, or like just kind of like go
Go
through
for it.
like yeah. So it starts out. The trailer starts out with some like glyphs and drawings and whatnot on a cave wall. I'm sure whatever was like on that cave wall relates to the story or maybe to the backstory, like the events that happened before
Mm.
this game starts. There was one sort of figure that had nine little like markings around it. They looked like commas or like clouds or something like that. And my guess is that maybe those nine things like they mean something. So maybe they're like nine areas you have to go to in the game. So maybe the game is going to be bigger because in the last one, in Breath of the Wild, there were four, right? Four main areas that you had to explore.
Yeah, it was like the four quadrants of the
Yeah, four
map, if I'm
quarters.
not
So maybe
mistaken.
now
Yeah.
it's nine, or maybe you need to collect like nine items or something, or So I think there might be nine things, or nine areas, or nine bosses, or nine characters involved in this game. Oh, sorry, I had
Something to
seven,
that
not
effect.
nine. I said
Ah,
nine. I meant seven.
okay.
So yeah, it might denote to something like that. There was also a woman like reaching out her hand like that.
It
Sideways
looked like
like that.
Zelda. Yeah. Wasn't
It
that
might be
Zelda?
Zelda. I'm not really sure because it's like done in like ancient wall drawing style.
I think it's Zelda.
And
Safe to
then there
say.
was like another hand like intertwined with hers, but you don't see the other hand. So if it's Zelda, that could be Link or something. Again,
Mm.
this could mean nothing, but
Speculation, but
these
yeah.
are the thoughts that I had as I was watching it. Then we have the opening shot of Link pushing the stone walls, like opening the stone walls, going out into the wild, and then jumping off a
As yeah,
cliff. As I would imagine, so I think that's going to be the starting point of the
I
game,
think so
just like
too. Yeah.
just like Breath of the Wild, like the little
Exactly. Yeah.
thing
I
that
had the
he,
same thought. I had the same
yeah,
thought.
I would love it if it was like if that's gonna be kind of like a staple in these new Zelda games, like it's always starts this way. So he jumps off a cliff, goes through like clouds and whatnot. Then we get some shots of some gameplay shots, not a lot, and
When
they don't
he's
really
going up,
show. So yeah,
like
this
that
is
thing when
so
he's
this
going
this
up.
might
Yeah.
be a sign of a or like this might be a glimpse of a new mechanic in the game. There was like the stone thing that just like was going up, levitating upwards on like a rail that he hung
Mm.
on to. So this could be like a one of the ways that you get to move around or like explore different areas by using this like lock elevator type of thing. And then they went back to him like falling down, right? Flying through, not flying, but like just like falling in style, and then landing on this like rock bird-looking
Bird.
glider
Yeah.
type of thing.
It was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool.
that was the money shot. It looked so good. but again, I have no idea. Like, is this part of a particular area? Is this something in his arsenal? Can he summon this like lockbird, like you summon your car or your bike in Cyberpunk, or I think was it Witcher or Red Dead? You can summon your horse
Yeah, it
like
kind
at
of
any
reminded
point.
me of Zelda Skyward Sword. Whenever you jump off the cliff, you can like press a button, like whistle, and then you get the bird. Yeah,
So
it
yeah, that, I
reminded me
mean,
of that.
it'd be cool to have that be as a perpetual thing that you can do in the game. Like whenever you fall off a cliff and you need to get somewhere, you can, at a certain point, I would imagine you can unlock this sort of thing, and then it's just going to be so cool seeing it happen every single time.
Yeah,
Him like
the new
falling down,
type of gliding. Yeah,
and I'm sure a lot of people will try to like experiment and play around with like how far can they go before the bird can like what's the how close to the ground can they get before dying or like getting damaged or something and getting the glider uh
splats like
it's
just
splat, yeah,
like
splat, exactly,
explodes.
yeah. I mean, we've seen like crazy things that people did with like not modding the game, but like weird
Just the
glitches and
mechanics of
stuff.
the game. Come on,
Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
the
the
mechanics,
basic
yeah.
mechanics
Yeah, but
are
that's
like
that's what I'm saying.
exploding.
It's not modding the game. It's not like they actually changed stuff in the code, but just like things in the game itself, people found really weird, crazy ways to do things. Some of them are glitches, some of them are not. So I want to see how this new mechanic, this new bird, comes into play with that. And
Yeah,
then
it
that's
was
about
epic.
it. Yeah, yeah, it was a great short teaser. I really really wanted more because it's been 4 years since
I know.
Breath of the
Has it
Wild
been
came
four
out.
years? Oh man, yeah, it has been a while.
2000, yeah,
17 it came out.
2017. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's not even 4 years. That's 5 years then. My bad. Yeah, five
it's
years
been a
since the
while.
game came out. Like a year and a half or two since they confirmed, at least since they confirmed Breath of the Wild 2, like they're working on the sequel. And today is the first time we ever got to see anything. The game is coming out May 12th in 2023. So
They showed
we
off a
are,
bit last time, yeah. Like they've been showing a little bits here and there, and like
yeah,
the
yeah.
main thing I think today was the name and the release date, May 12th. So it's
Yes.
finally there is a date we can look forward to. Like I think that's the biggest thing out of this.
It would have been nice if it was like March. Was it March 3rd when the game came out? Like
Oh,
Breath of the Wild.
yeah,
Like if it was
uh,
that same date, that would have been cool. But whatever. Like March, May, same
yeah.
thing. Whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Look, I want to
So
say this
yeah.
real quick because we did mention it before, but like I hope they do the same thing. History repeats itself, and they tie it to a new system. That's it. I just hope they do it again. Like
I mean,
Switch Pro with the Breath of the Wild 2 would be epic. Like
we've had more rumors and leaks and whatever about the Switch Pro than we've had about
this
Breath
game.
of the Wild 2 or Tears of the Kingdom. So, yeah, it would be cool if it's actually tied to a new system, but obviously not exclusive just to that new system. It will be a console seller, even if it's a Pro Switch, not a Switch 2. Like, even if it's just
Yeah,
like an iterative sort of like upgrade and not a
I'm
completely
getting
brand new
it. Yeah.
system. Yeah, it's gonna sell that console for sure. Uh, it's kind of sad
Shall we?
that like what?
I just thought of our unboxing video we did.
Oh, I do you still have that? I think I deleted it. Like it took up
I,
like space, and I'm like, yeah,
I
we're not
should
gonna do
have it
anything with it.
somewhere. I think it's
Yeah,
on my
so
YouTube channel.
is it? But it's like unlisted, right?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
unlisted, but
So
like maybe I'll list it for
so
this
here's
time.
a little bit of history for you guys. When the Switch first came out in March 2017, Fatful and I together we went to Hamid. Was it Hamid Center?
I think so. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Hamid
Hamid
Center.
Center here in Abu Dhabi. We both picked up our Switches. We both picked up our copies of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and then in the car on my phone or his, and it was even oriented wrong, if I'm not mistaken. Right, the video was, yeah, it was in a wrong orientation. We did like a quick sort of like hands-on unboxing of the Switch. We didn't even turn it on. I don't remember, but it
I
was just
can't
kind of like
remember if we
our
turned it on, which
it was just kind of like our thoughts, whatever, and
yeah,
yeah. So
live reactions, literally.
yeah,
Like it
there's
was literally a
footage.
live, yeah,
There's
reaction.
there's footage of
That was the
that.
first. That was the first time we recorded anything, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Or we
because
did.
we didn't like. It's not like we even planned on putting it up anywhere. Like, yeah. So yeah.
Fun
Listen,
times.
when
Yeah.
the Switch like if the Switch 2 whatever thing comes out with Tears of the Kingdom, then yeah, let's
in
do
my car.
something like it.
Well, I'll come
Let's
pick
do
you up and
yeah
we'll go.
yeah yeah. Well, we
We have
should
a better
definitely.
camera this time. Yeah, we'll be able
We
to
do.
record. Yeah.
So we should definitely do something. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see in May what happens.
Fingers crossed for that. Next, we both kind of liked this game because it was the opening game, Fire Emblem Engage, which again I like the name. I don't know why it was a cool name. This game is coming out January 20th, 2023, which is very soon. Right after people have been asking for Fire Emblem since Three Kingdoms. That did really well. So the next mainline Fire Emblem, I think, is a big hype. And the cool thing about this game that initially drew me is how good it looked. It just looked like a very, like, I think you mentioned it, over the top game, but like I like the visuals, I like the style. The combat drew me in. Like, I know it's not new style combat since, like, it is Fire Emblem, it is turn based, but I liked the dramatic style that they took this time, and also like they have a whole ring mechanic where you can summon old Fire Emblem heroes. So you have Marth there, and you have, I can't remember, Sigurd, I think was the other one. So like he uses his ring, and then they engage and they fight together. It just looked cool. It was a cool. Other than that, they showed off the special edition, which will obviously sell out in like 2 seconds. The Divine Edition pre-order bundle, which includes the art book, or sorry, the game, the steel
Yeah,
case, art cards, and like a huge art book.
yeah,
I think it's nice. It's a nice
yeah.
package.
Any I didn't catch if there was like a price or anything. Did they?
No, they didn't. They didn't reveal price. They didn't reveal anything. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, stay tuned. We'll tell you more." But other than that, that was also another like main highlight out of others. But other, like, I want to move on to the next one because I'm way more
That's yeah,
hyped
yeah,
for
yeah.
this game. Like Octopath Traveler 2. I don't know about you or anyone else out there, but when I heard this, the song, or like, the voice
The
song
vocals.
version, the
Yeah.
vocals. Thank you. I got chills. I was like, wait, I know this song. What is this? And then like you just see this, the transition of HD 2D and the graphics and like the characters, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's so good. It's so good. It's like the best HD 2D thing you've ever seen. Like Live Alive was good. Like obviously Octopath started it, then you have Live Alive, but this one, I don't know, they were playing with the angles. There was like just more like stuff on the screen. It just looked so polished and clean that, like, man, I can't wait for this game. I really cannot. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, to me, that style, like that H2 2D, is Octopath Traveler. Like, I think that was the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw, so the music is not what like made me like, oh, like, yo, I know this song. It's not what made me think like, oh, what's this? Is this Octopath or whatever? But as soon as I saw that art style, I was like, oh yeah, this is Octopath Traveler
Wow.
2. And oh my god, Fed is gonna like love this. Like that was my
I
second
went
thought.
crazy.
Yeah,
I went
yeah.
crazy. And like the fact that it's launching February 24th is so soon. Like I need to finish so many things off of my gaming list. Even Octopath, like I have like over 60 hours in the first Octopath game, which I'm proud of myself for getting that far. I've reached, I think, the fourth chapter of every single character, almost, or like there's a couple of chapter threes I still have to do. So I'm pretty far in the game. And I could, if I spent like another 10 hours, probably I could finish it. But like, yeah, I need to finish that game before this game comes out. So
You need to finish a lot of other games.
yeah, I do. It's mainly
So
those two.
are
But
the stories? Do you know? Have you read anything about? Like, do you really need to finish the first one before you play the
no,
second?
no, because like in the first one, it was based in Ostera, which is the land. Here they said it's the land of Celestia. So already it's a brand new setting
Different.
or
Okay.
brand new
Yeah.
world.
And brand
The
new
cool
characters, right?
Brand new characters. So there are again 8 characters. You have the warrior Hikari, you have the dancer Agnia, the
Agnia, I would
merchant,
imagine. Yeah.
yeah, Agnia, the merchant Partitio. He looked cool. I think he has an interesting look, or like Westerner look to him. The scholar Oswald, the thief Throne, or Thrawn, I'm not sure. The cleric Temenos, like I'm guessing cleric, angelic.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Temenos. Yeah,
Terminus.
that's what I'm thinking. The hunter Oshette, she looked fun. She looks way better than Hanet already. Like I like her as a character. And the apothecary Casti,
Casti. I don't know. Yeah.
Castity. I'm not sure,
No,
but yeah.
I don't think it's TTT. I think it's just Casti.
I don't know. I'm just having fun, and of course, the initials of all their names spells out
I don't
Octopath.
know that. I don't know that. When I saw you like when I saw your note on that, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool like
That that was the
thing,
thing in the
right?
first one too. Like
I mean,
Octopath.
that's what I meant. Like, I didn't know that that was a thing in the first one.
Yeah,
Like, it's one of those things where like it doesn't really mean anything, as far as I know. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just like a nice little.
just cool.
They sprinkled a little sort of like Easter egg. Yeah, they all
Yeah.
yeah.
It's and the two main highlights that they mentioned that is different than the first one, that there are day and night action paths. They differ.
Oh
So
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Like, what like
there was
is
never
that?
a thing like that. Yeah, like
Okay.
there was no day night cycle as I remember in the first game. I think like depending on the situation, you might have a night setting or something depending on the quest, but it's not like a day and night cycle. So that
Okay.
was already a thing. And like day and night path actions differ means to me that if you do it during the day, you'll get a different quest versus night. That's what it sounds like to me anyway.
Or maybe there are only things you can do at night, and there are only things you can do it during the day. So
Yeah.
depending on what your quest is or what you want to do, you might have to like do it at a certain point. I like these kind of mechanics. Like it's a
Yeah.
very puzzle mechanic. Like it makes you
It's
think
heavy.
and
It's heavy
yeah.
in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. They're like
Oh, is
there's
it
morning, afternoon, I think night. I think there are like three or four cycles
nice?
in time.
Yeah.
So or dusk and dawn is included. Yeah, like there's different stuff where you can find different
Are the
quests. Anyway,
characters there Muslim? Like dusk, dawn, morning, noon? Like
yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's an
yeah.
actual thing.
Nice. All right. Okay.
And the main complaint from the first one to the second one that they had to address was the intertwining stories, and I think that alone is a big deal or a
Where
big
what was
relief,
the
I should say.
complaint that there isn't or
Oh,
there is or it's
in
not
the
done
first
well? Or,
game, a little
yeah.
history. Like every Octopath Traveler has their story, and like obviously you have your team with you, and like the team never interact or barely even
Oh,
interact. Like you get
really?
like, yeah, so you never feel like they know each other, or like whenever there's a cutscene, it's like that character by themselves without the team. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fight you now, and then magically the rest of your team are there afterwards. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a disconnect story wise.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if like personally, I don't know if I would have like picked up on that if I was playing the game. Like I don't know like if I would just like pay attention to that. But if you
Yeah,
were to ask me or tell me that this is how the game is, do you think
yeah.
that's right or wrong? I would say no, that's definitely wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a weird like it's a disconnect. Like you just feel off. Like for example, someone got thrown into jail. Oh, I will get out of here. I think it was what's his name? The scholar. I forgot his name. Anyway, so he was like thrown in the dungeon. Yeah, and he was fighting the headmaster. That was like the big bad guy, or like the second to last big bad guy, and he was thrown in jail by himself. Oh, I will get out of here, and like there are three other people with you. Like you can help each other out or climb on on each other's shoulders to get out. But they just don't show that. Yeah,
Um, but do the characters like interact with each other like in the game
minimal,
or
minimal. Like there's and it's an optional thing. So like if you watch a story cutscene and then you press the plus sign, then like one character to the next talk about this situation. They're like, oh, I didn't know you
yeah.
were like this, or I didn't know this is happening to you. Maybe you should try this next time.
So this
But
game
it's
now
very
has these interactions.
yeah.
Yeah, it would make I'm sure it would add so much to the experience being able to hear these characters like interact and like these
Yeah,
intertwining
it adds
stories.
to the world. Like you need the hangout. You need the hang like with your characters.
Yeah,
Like it's an
yeah, yeah.
important RPG thing that more and more RPGs are doing. Xenoblade Chronicles, I think Tales, like they have like a camping thing. Dragon Quest, you need the hangout to like really feel the characters like interact with each other and like
And
the
not just
personalities
like
come out.
I'm not even like just a hangout, but like even while you're on missions, while you're on whatever,
Yeah,
just a little
acknowledgement.
throwaway
Yeah,
line every now and then, and something that is tailored to whoever is in the party at that time or anything of that sort. I think that's just going to add so much personality and flavor to the game. So I hope they do
definitely.
that completely, and I hope people get to acknowledge and enjoy that.
I'm getting it day one, man. Like
So
this game,
you'll tell me all about it.
I will.
Yeah. Now,
And
finally,
last, but not
finally.
least, not
Well, no,
least.
definitely not least. We've got GoldenEye 007 coming out on the Nintendo 64 Online on the Switch.
Yeah,
That's just awesome. The fact that that's even happening. We didn't see any footage. We didn't see any sort of like any kind of reveal. It was just the intro. You know, like the
dun, like when
yeah
he's
yeah
with the gun barrel
with the gun
reveal.
barrel. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like the gun
Yeah,
barrel moving, and then
yeah.
James Bond walking, and then like just doing that his signature move, and that was it. So we don't even know if this is remastered. We don't even know anything
Probably
else about
not.
the game. The
Yeah,
only thing that we do know that they highlighted is that it will have online multiplayer
that was a shock on the Switch. Online
on the
multiplayer.
Switch.
How crazy is
Because,
that?
quite frankly, the best thing about GoldenEye 007, back from the Nintendo 64 days, was the multiplayer aspect. We didn't have online back then, but it was just like that multiplayer thing. It's kind of like, it was our Halo. It was our Halo.
It was. It was like
Like,
just hanging out. Yeah, like
playing the game nonstop and like trying to get the golden gun and whatnot.
yeah,
What's,
PPKs, the golden PPKs.
yeah, what was
Good stuff.
cool, what's cool, sorry, is that this game is also coming out on Game Pass. But the
This
Game
was news
Pass,
to me after.
yeah, the Game Pass version is not getting the online functionality, which is weird. Like
It's
it's
so
cool for
strange.
Nintendo to be in the position where they have an exclusive feature over another console or like another
Hmm.
service or whatever. That's just it's just weird and like I said, kind of cool. But it's also very odd that that's the feature that they have over
That they
Game
decided to
Pass.
have. Yeah,
I don't know I don't know what played into like who decided what or like I don't know how this like really happened. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to read up more on it to see if there's any news on why the Game Pass version will not have online multiplayer, while the awesome, well-performing Nintendo 64 Online version will.
is that sarcasm? Because
That's
it
definitely
has to be.
sarcasm.
Okay,
That's definitely
just make.
sarcasm. But however, the Game Pass version will, I think, get 4K or like improved graphics or something and smooth frame rates. That's about it. That's all. That's all that I could find at the moment. So it is a trade-off. Do
Yeah,
you want to play the game with like better looking graphics, but just you by yourself without anybody else? Get the Game Pass version. If you really want to give a shot, uh, uh, with the online multiplayer functionality on the Nintendo 64 Online service from
mm,
Nintendo, then that's the one you need to get. You and your friends.
yeah.
Like that's the other
Um,
thing.
I feel like okay. I don't know how I've had Game Pass, but I don't know how well modding is on Game Pass games. If you can mod the games, maybe a
I
modder
don't
will
know.
figure it out. Yeah,
I don't
but
know. Maybe. I
that's
mean,
we won't
it's
know.
a game that you install on your device. So I'm not really sure if there would be any limitations with modding or not. It's not like this is a cloud game or like cloud gaming or whatever. Like it might be, I don't know, but it's going to be available on Game Pass, so you do get to install it on your device. So maybe somebody will patch it, will fix it.
That's the hope. Yeah, or fix it. Most
Yeah,
likely.
yeah.
Like,
I don't
there's
know
no
how
ways
likely.
modders are
Yeah, I
gonna
don't know how
leave it.
likely it
Yeah.
is because it has to do with like connecting to online servers and whatnot. So I don't know like if that's something that somebody can just kind of like make happen. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We actually don't know when the game is coming out. They did say soon, but we don't know what
We
soon
don't know.
means in this context. We did have to wait 5 years for the short teaser of Breath of the Wild, so I don't
Another
know. But
five
this isn't a
years. Yeah.
Nintendo game, so who knows? Yeah, yeah.
No, they did say but when the thing announced, they said games are coming up. Uh, like it'll come up sometime 2023 for sure. Like it's not going to be like
Okay,
another
all right.
one
That's
or two
that's good
years.
because this was part of a collection of other Nintendo 64 games. To be honest, like GoldenEye is really the only one that matters.
You
Screw everything
reminded me.
else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they had like a little graphic after the presentation, like what's coming in this
Ah,
year,
yes, they did.
others coming
Yes,
in
yes, they did.
2023. So
Yeah.
it was just like a little graphic.
I think if this wasn't like if they didn't explicitly say that this is coming out this year, then it would be 2023 in that case. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
for sure.
So yeah, that these are the games that we want to talk about. There's a bunch of other games. Personally, for me, I don't really find the Nintendo Direct to be that interesting or that entertaining. A lot of farming simulator games, 4 or 5.
Like there's I think 5 simulator games if you include the next Rune Factory game that they announced as well, which again I feel like it's a new trend, like campy or casual, not casual games. What are they called? Like chill simulator games are becoming a thing.
Well, it
I
could
don't know
be because
what's
Stardew Valley kind of like became like a sensation overnight
yeah.
earlier this year or maybe late last year. I don't remember when. The dates are a bit fuzzy or like the months are a bit fuzzy. But it was a huge thing, right? And it was
I
all
got
done
into
by
that
this one
game.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people did. It was like Minecraft at some point.
Yeah. Well, there were like 6 Square Enix games in this direct, by the way. Fun fact.
Yeah.
6
But
of them. It-
that's not too
it's
weird, but it's still like worth noting 100%.
yeah.
Square Enix is
On
crunching out those
fire, man.
games. Yeah.
Freaking on
Yeah.
fire, man. They have so many games. It's crazy how many RPGs and games they just have under their belt or coming out soon.
I mean, one of them isn't really an RPG game. That rhythm
Costello?
game.
Oh,
No,
the rhythm one. Oh yeah.
the rhythm game, but it's a Final Fantasy rhythm game, so it makes sense.
With the Near DLC and you can get Octopath Traveler
Octopath,
songs
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not the weirdest game on in the direct. We have
No.
to give that crown to. I'm gonna get the name wrong. What is it?
Get it.
Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star.
Gets
God
the crown
damn
of the
it.
quirkiest game
100%.
in the entire direct.
100%.
Wow. While I was watching it, I just didn't know what I was looking at. I'm like, what am I looking I'm like, I know this character. It's Fist of the North Star, but what is happening?
It's a very cool like marriage between rhythm games and fighting games.
Unboxing, yeah. It's so
Well, yeah,
it's so
yeah.
quirky. It's so quirky. It's like arms, but like in a less
yes,
serious form.
it's like
Yeah.
arms, but in a but more like with that rhythm sort of mechanic. So you
Actually,
have
that's
to you have to. I'll try to show it in the video when I edit this. But like you have to like punch in sync with like you have the left and right arms and like
Yeah,
you've got like
timers.
these timers and whatnot. So you have to punch the character in sync with those timers. And I'm pretty sure I think there's like different motions. Like it's not just like a punch. I
I
think there
think
was
so,
like
yeah.
a
They didn't
yeah.
show people doing it. They just
Yeah,
showed
yeah, it was all
screen,
like
that's
footage
it.
for yeah, it was all footage from the game, and it's Fist of the North Star, so like that
So
speaks
random.
that
love it.
speaks to some people is all I'm gonna say, and because it's Fist of the North Star, and my understanding of what that anime is, having a rhythm fighting boxing game of Fist of the North Star is not really that weird. Because the anime, at least to me, is like very weird. So it would make
Yeah.
sense to have
A
a
weird
very
game tied to
unique,
it. Yeah.
weird game. So yeah,
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah. I love the game. Don't get me wrong. I don't love the anime, but I love this game. Just the concept of the game just cracked
So
me
cool.
up. I'm like, this is the best thing ever in this direct.
I
Oh,
was
well,
yeah.
Zelda was the best thing ever, but this is
Yeah,
like the second
okay, fine.
best thing ever. Yeah.
Like it's funny to crack up at a direct, like to have a laugh out loud moment.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this
yeah.
one. It was good.
Without having Reggie like crack a joke or yeah, being like like dad jokes and being cringe and whatnot, the stuff that we love.
Yeah, we do. To me, overall, I thought it was a great direct. I loved it. Octopath 2 sealed it for me, obviously, and Zelda. But like Octopath 2 was like my like gasp like moment. I'm like, yes, I'm ready. Thank you, and thank you, Nintendo. It's so cool, and yeah, and we're not even done. We're gonna have a busy couple of days, you and I, Tim.
Yeah, so like 8 hours or 10 hours, I don't even know like how many hours after this direct. I don't watch it live. I watch the recorded one like many hours later because I was busy at work. But Sony, those assholes,
Yeah.
they won't leave a single company alone, right? They're trying to
Really,
like
right?
mess up everybody. Those assholes, like they replied to Nintendo's tweet about the direct with like the mysterious eyes emoji, whatever it's
Okay.
called, like yeah, like something big is happening soon or something like that, and then those like eyes, and they announced a surprise state of play
Wow.
like just
those
hours, like half a day, like I think at most it was like 12 hours after the Nintendo Direct. I'm like, what the hell? First of all, dick move.
Yeah.
Second of all, I want to get a day off before TGS. That's all I'm saying. But I watched it yesterday. We'll do this episode tomorrow, so I won't say anything else. But it was also a B episode for a B direct for me. But there were some pretty cool announcements. You haven't seen anything yet, right?
Nothing. I woke up to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I woke up
Okay.
to hearing about it. Yeah.
So Jeff Keighley on Twitter had a couple of polls asking people what they thought of the shows. So generally speaking, what is it? Yeah, Nintendo Direct. Out of 30,000 votes at the time that I'm seeing this right now, there are 7 hours left in the voting in the poll. 36% voted B, and 30% voted A. So it's kind of close.
It's fair to say that's a fair. Rating,
Yeah,
I'd say.
yeah. He did the same poll for after the state of play. 40,000 votes. 34% said B. 36% said A. So again, it's very close, but a lot of people thought
have
it
to see
was
it
like
now, yeah.
it was really good. Yeah. And he had another poll before that, I think, which show are you looking forward to the most? PlayStation State of Play won 59% out of 54,000 votes. So yeah, this is just a quick sort of rundown of what happened with these two shows. I don't know if you know this because I did this late at night. So guys, go check out our Twitter and Instagram, Bad Good Pod. I put out the same kind of polls before I saw Jeff's polls, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but it was more about which showcase won the battle of the showcases, something like that. Was it Nintendo? Was it PlayStation? Or did you not even know that there were two? Like, felt fooled. So
I was hyped for Nintendo. That was it. My focus was there.
yeah. But again, because Sony threw out that surprise announcement. So go check those out. Leave a comment or just vote and let us know which one you liked more, which one you thought did the best, and send us messages with your thoughts and all that sort of stuff. And
Love to hear from you.
yeah, I think this is a good spot to end the episode. Any last words, Fulfilled?
No, I'm good. I got some homework to do, so we'll be back. We'll be back soon.
Yeah, so tomorrow there should be an episode, hopefully, about the PlayStation State of Play. I was gonna say PlayStation Direct. That would be that would be cool if they if they switch showcases just for a day.
For the name, yeah.
Yeah, the PlayStation has a PlayStation Direct and Nintendo has a Nintendo State of Play.
Yeah, for
Like
fun.
mutual respect type of thing. Yeah.
One day.
One day. So yeah,
But after
that's
this
that.
move, I don't think so.
No, of course not.
Undercutting
so-
Nintendo.
It's like
Yeah.
screw you guys. Nobody messes with
right.
Nintendo. We'll send Miyamoto to announce Pikmin 4. Anyways, that's about it. Thanks for watching the episode. Do drop us a like or comment and subscribe for more content like this, or go to badgood.gg to find our audio podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at badgoodpod. Go check out those polls that I told you about, and give us a follow there, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye.